Hey everyone, me Kevin here. In this video, we're going to review the Apple ProVision headset. Oh my god! And we're going to do so coming from the perspective of somebody who likes a lot of monitors. Monitors. I love monitors. So the idea that the Apple ProVision could make me more productive was something I absolutely had to get my hands on. And in this video, I'm going to teach you where I think it is brilliant and where it falls short. Let's get into it. Let's start with the good. Now, there are two things that I think this is going to be absolutely brilliant for, and I'm very excited about this. I haven't heard anybody else talk about this yet. Here we go. Okay, let's put it up on screen here. Watch me walk around with the ProVision on and pretend that I'm in an office and I'm walking up to 5 different employees' cubicles or office spaces or whatever. And with the ProVision floating above their head, I can have all of the reminders or notes that I wanted to specifically talk to that employee about. Now, in this case, I just made this up. Obviously, there are no employees in this set here, but while I can walk around and check off items on each individual's sheet, I could have a conversation with them physically. See, the cool thing about the ProVision is it actually doesn't replace this studio that I'm in with all of these different physical monitors. In fact, looking at these physical monitors with this device is not a functional idea. I do not like it. It is too grainy. In fact, I'll tell you one of the most frustrating things is having this headset on and then needing a dual auth code from your phone, because then Face ID doesn't work, Google Face ID gets blocked, so you gotta punch in numbers or other codes, or you gotta take it off. It's a pain in the butt. So looking at other devices with this, no thanks. Even though I can, it's annoying, frustrating, strains my eyes. But using it for bringing devices where I am outside of a static office environment, that is the game changer. Because now I can take my office essentially with me to wherever my employees are, and I can have my own notes up on each employee. Now think about why that's potentially very practical. One, it helps me minimize forgetting things, and B, lets me make sure I'm tracking whether it's compliance or doing whatever it is that I need to do. I can imagine compliance attorneys in the future going to an employee, whether you're on the factory line or you're in a bank or in an office or whatever, with the headphone on. Okay, let's see, did you do this? And instead of a clipboard, boom, 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 notating it all there. But there's a big plus. Privacy. I could have a bunch of notes up, checking things off, and there's no way anybody else can look over my shoulder and see that there's a little note in there that's maybe private about the person or whatever, like, don't forget their child's name is XYZ, and there's like a little note, whatever. So if you're building rapport, whatever it might be, you're cheating a little bit. But the point of that is not to say that you need to cheat or anybody needs to cheat. The point of that is simply to say, hey, there's a really cool way to use this as a private checklist in a setting where you're actually interacting with other people. Again, I think sitting here in this office, I don't think this is actually very practical. I don't see myself wanting to use my sort of Mac remote display extender on here because I can only have one screen then from this, unless I want to open up a bunch of the other individual apps. But I've got all the monitors I need here in a static place that gives my eyes a break from looking through a 3D vision device anyway. But I can put this on, do a check-in with everybody on the team, update checklists that way, and be a whole lot more practical and efficient. Not only that, but when it's time to go somewhere and have your own office space away from your office, take a look at this. I sit down on a couch where I want to use an Apple wireless keyboard and the Apple wireless touchpad. Highly recommended, by the way, if you want to go typing, okay? Yes, the finger controls are fantastic, but typing is very slow. And once you start getting into typos and bolding and formatting, disaster. Quick text messages, no problem at all. But any kind of formal writing, you're gonna want a keyboard. Probably even more important than the touchpad is an actual keyboard. But anyway, so I sit down in a room that actually, is not exactly like an office space, but I put a keyboard on my lap, touchpad up, turn some music on. After I've got my music on, I start writing. And now you scroll the little wheel to go into a different environment, boom, everyone else is invisible. So these two things right here, moving a new office into a new environment, is a complete game changer. Okay, now what about with mobility? Casey Neistat in his video told us, hey, when you kind of put a window up and you keep walking, you walk through the window and keep going and the window's gone. True. I think what the Vision Pro does is essentially use LiDAR to map out what's around you. So basically, window panes stay where you leave them. Now, if you're relatively close, maybe within 20, 30 feet, you can kind of grab the bottom of them and pull them forward to you, which is kind of cool, makes you feel powerful. But then it messes up where you had them, and that's a little annoying. Sometimes what I've noticed also, if I have the notes main window up and I put up maybe 5 of those little different smaller notes, if I close the main window and then open the main window again, it takes all of those little 5 notes I put around and collapses them all back where I'm standing, and I'm like, no, I wanted them all in those places. So there's some quirks that you kind of have to get used to, and that's just part of learning the quirks, and then also Apple, well, recognizing that this is basically version 1.0, and there's going to be a lot of growth. Another thing that bothered me, the noise-canceling headphones, the Pro Maxes, I think are spectacular. You're not gonna get a seal with these on. However, you can use these. So keep that in mind. Back to the Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat was trying to wear this on a subway and suggested that maybe a plane is better.
I opened up Apple TV, and it was like this window right here, Jordan, and as he started to move, the window went away with the subway car. You can't use windows if you're in if there's a lot of kinetic movement. And I imagine it works in an airplane because the airplane is so steady, but this is a subway and it's bouncing.
Depends on how much turbulence you have. So when you're on a plane, you can actually use what's known as travel mode. You simply look up, boom, click travel mode, it's on. Now, in travel mode, you have to be stationary and an object can move. So Casey probably could have turned on travel mode in the subway. The thing is, you can't move. So as long as you sit down and sit still and you turn on travel mode, you could go ahead and put up your office on a train or on a plane. Problem is, if there's a jolt or a shake, you're going to get that tracking error Casey Neistat mentioned. I noticed that as well, but it only happened when I had turbulence. So one little turbulent shake, boom, tracking error. Easy to solve though. You just push the little circle button and then you're right back to your office. The bigger issue will be having a good Wi-Fi connection. So if you're relying on browsing the internet with the Apple Pro Vision while you're on a plane, not great. If you're editing a video or maybe you're doing some, word processing or whatever, perfect for a plane or train. Just turn on travel mode. It's spectacular. Best case scenario for using this device, if you ever go to a place that is not your primary office, what you really need is a spinny chair and ideally some kind of table that comes out in front of you. If you had that, you could spin around and actually use all 360 degrees around you pretty functionally. That would be really cool. I don't know if you're gonna get a spinny, chair with a desk anywhere. So you could always just go for a keyboard on lap, hand as mouse, and spinny chair. Spinny chairs, I don't know, shares of spinny chairs, stocks of companies who sell spinny chairs may go up, hashtag not personalized financial advice. Anyway, other issues. Okay, so that's great, but other issues. If you have advanced protection on Gmail, you ain't gonna be able to set up on the Mail app through Apple Vision Pro. It's not supported yet, really annoying. On top of that, when I was trying to set up my Apple Pro Vision, I had to disable, and I've re-enabled it, I had to disable security keys using, physical security keys like See this one right here? Life hack, by the way. Magnet. Okay, this thing's really, really cool because I could hang it up on a server rack or whatever. The little Apple AirTag so you don't lose it. And the security key. You know, the little USB. Boop. Oh, it works. Okay. Doesn't work. So, because you can't plug it in anywhere. And you're like, oh, well, but the battery has a USB-C, right? Doesn't work. It just says security keys are not supported. So then it's like, well, how am I going to set it up? Disable your security keys. Really stupid and kind of annoying. I'm surprised at the lack of forethought on that one, Apple. Then I will, though, say Optic ID. Missed opportunity to rhyme I with I.
You know I will shoot you in your eye.
Yeah, Optic ID as opposed to ID. Anyway, your forehead will start to feel discomfort after a while. So yes, you want to make sure not to over tighten. A lot of people don't even realize that you can tighten these, which is kind of remarkable because once you realize you can, it's a game changer. But there's simply a little knob right here that will tighten the cloth. This is really impressive. It actually is pretty comfortable if you have it loose enough. You just have to get it to that right balance, not too loose where it's all on your nose, not too tight to where it's squeezing the top of your head. But this is very comfortable for what it is. I also got the Zeiss negative 0.75 prescription lenses. They actually have a little Meet Kevin, what is that called? I don't know, whatever label on there that they etch in or carve in or whatever they do. Kind of cool, functional. Otherwise, I couldn't really use the VRs anyway because I need corrective vision with them. Sometimes the keyboard does glitch in terms of which window you're on. So I could be finger controlling one window and then I'm like, great, now I want to type here or I want to close this window and I hit Command W on the keyboard and the keyboard's still glitched out on a different window and it closes that window down. And I'm like, bruh. Sharing, if you want to share like your actual headset with another person, they're gonna have to pair their hands and do all the little dots and everything. It can be a little annoying to try to let other people try this on, which is lame because you want to share it, you want to show it, but then they don't know their way around. So there's a real learning curve with sharing. I've done it a few times now and it's fine. Just saying it's not as easy as like take off and put on. You have to turn on sharing mode, take it off, take off the prescription lenses, give it to the other person, teach them how to do it after they calibrate everything. And most people are still trying to like touch things with their hands as opposed to looking at things with their eyes. So it's a learning curve. It's okay. Eventually people get used to it. Just don't expect to be able to go, here, look at my babies on 3D or whatever with this goggle set really quickly. That's unfortunately, I think, a downside. I wish there was a way I could just have like a share mode where it just shares whatever I pulled up, and as soon as they put it on, the video starts playing. Like, that'd be sick. It'd be like the stupid proof share mode. Okay, I shouldn't say that. The non-pro vision user share mode, okay? So you gotta think of a better name for that, but that would be beneficial. It is also grainy and low light. I wanna show you a reaction of one of my children to me wearing these goggles, which flash white when you're recording people. Or things. But you can see her reaction here.
I know.
Does she want to talk to me?
To the spaceman?
Hello.
Why? What pretty eyes you have. What pretty eyes.
Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. And as far as environments, oh my gosh. Being able to feel like in an office, you're at peace. All alone with your, not noise canceling headphones, unfortunately, but the little, buds that works good enough or well enough. And visual stimulation is cut out thanks to the environment. Oh, wow. Productivity enhancer. Absolutely a productivity enhancer. I would consider, if we get a little further along with these, buying these for everybody in my office, because if they put this on and headphones, silence! Everybody can just work. Nobody's distracted by somebody coming in the door and going or whatever, or hearing noise or this, that, or whatever. I like this. And again, you just want to bunker down for like 45 minutes at a time, take a little break, bunker down for 45 minutes, take a break. There's some real potential in this. Very excited by it. Now, unfortunately, until we get the feature to actually have static windows that don't move when we are moving, we're probably not going to be able to use this while we're walking or running. It's probably by design for now, but I think that future is one software update away.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.
Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services which we may benefit from. I personally operate an actively managed ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker.